it's Ruth, otherwise known as the Delightful Planner, and I'm back again today with a long-awaited video for me because I actually got these a few weeks ago, but I didn't want to open them up while I was ill. I wanted to be able to open it up, one, live on camera, and two, I've just not been in the mood to play with anything while I've been getting over this bug. So as you can see, I have finally got the original Traveller's Notebook. Now, when I first started hearing about these notebooks, they were actually known as the Midori Company, and they changed the name since then. And whilst I've got other Traveller's Notebooks, I'm not planning on changing my diary. I'm going to stay at my Hobonichi for planning. This is going to be where I start journaling in, and also where I want to do some planning for my YouTube and my blog content and things like that. So I'm going to open these up. I'll quickly turn the video off whilst I get the plastic bits of the packaging off, so you don't have to listen to all of that rustling. And then I'll be back. Or I might just speed this section up. Right, I got all of these from the Journal Shop in the UK, and now that I've got rid of all of that noisy plastic, I'm going to start opening them up. I'm going to start with the actual Traveller's Notebook. I'll turn these around so you can actually see what they are. And I've got to admit, I am so intrigued. A free plain notebook came with the actual Traveller's Notebook, as you can see. That shows what it comes with. So there's going to be a cotton bag, the leather cover, a notebook refill blank, which is the number 3, which is actually my favourite. I've used them before, and a spare rubber band, which may even be this. I'm guessing that's actually the band of the book. Now, why did I get this? I've got to admit, I've always been intrigued by the actual original Midori notebook that started it all off. So it's in the cotton bag. Now, I have heard people mention sometimes there can be a bit of an odour to it because of the treatment it has. Now, I may be a bit flawed in this. It's already got a few scuffs, but I don't mind them, because I've had laryngitis and a chest infection and all sorts of other things. Oh, so there's that blank notebook it's actually come with. But I can't notice too strong an odour. It's part of the treatment it actually gets. Oh, maybe that's the way it's made. My leather's split at the top and the bottom. I mean, that's tucked in there. Maybe that's the way these ones are made, but I'll look into that. Be a shame if I finally get myself a Midori notebook and it's broken. Oh no, actually, now that I think about it, I got those from the Journal Shop, and I got this off Amazon. Because whilst I love to support local shops, this was £45 on the Journal Shop, and on Amazon it was 30. It could be the reason it was 30 is that it was damaged, but we'll see. I'll have a nosy about that. Oh no, this is a bit different. I've got to admit, everyone always says about how supple the leather is. I'm actually surprised at how sturdy. I mean, it's still obviously a floppy and flexible leather, but it's a bit sturdier than I thought it would be. I went for the brown because I've heard the brown is one of the best. You can see it's got its mark there, and what's different with the Midoris from how a lot of other people do it is they put their elastics in at the back, whereas what's become common by other companies to put them on the spine there so that it will lay flat. So we'll see how we think about that later. It also originally came with the 2 elastics, one being slightly shorter there and the longer one, and it's got a bookmark that's just attached on this metal section there. So I've got to say, I'm hoping that's not damaged. I'll be really annoyed if it is damaged. So I've got that there. So that's the planner. And to me it just smells like leather. It could be that I've got a nice one. It just reminds me of almost like a horse saddle and tack work. Back in my days when I used to be absolutely pony mad, I've got my spare elastic. Well, I suppose that's the elastic it came with, isn't it? And then you've got a spare bright orange elastic in case you fancied having a bit more colour. So that's the one, I'll get this right, this is the one I got from Amazon. And then this is what I got from the journal shop, and it shows you it's come with an entire traveller's notebook item list from all the things that you can get with the numbers, because this is the key bit when you're ordering things from the traveller's notebook collection, is that each bit has a particular number. So it's like this is number 3. Be helpful if I had the bit with the number on, wouldn't it? I've managed to take those bits off. There we are, right, it's on the packaging. So it's like this is a number 003 and it's a blank notebook paper. This, which is the monthly diary, and I actually went and got the 2018 diary. So all of the dates and everything are all filled in for me. So, and this one was, well, it probably came separately, didn't it? I know I was looking at getting the 017, which is the free diary monthly without the dates in, but I actually went for the proper one with dates, just to make things simple. Sorry, I'm probably being slightly incoherent with this, I'm not really with it. But this is as fit as I've been for the last 2 weeks. I'll do a flip through of this. Right, well, I've still got a voice. To start off with, it's got a yearly calendar for 2018-2019. It then also follows with this 2-page yearly spread where you could obviously put in a little bit more detail. Obviously it's got travel plans in there because the content I was putting out then, just so I can try and see if there was a pattern. One of the reasons I wanted to get this and have it slightly separately is because I want to become more consistent. I'm normally very good with routines and task planning, but because this is something I do purely in my own time, and I've not currently found it possible to do any filming when I've got kids around, or very rarely do, I'm very limited in the time that I've currently got available to do that, particularly as I'm needing natural light to record at the moment. Right, and you can see each month follows the same pattern. So you get your monthlies in a grid. There's always a note section at the bottom, and then it also gives you just this little sort of 6 months ahead at a glance down at the side, which is very handy. And it's a Monday start at the top, which is nice and handy for me because that's the way I think of things. It's got that lovely Midori paper in. I love this Midori MD paper. You can see it's got it listed there as well because it has been treated specially. So I know that when I do my art journaling, I love it because it can take quite a bit of water. You can put watercolour and things on. Not that I'm currently intending to do that on here. And it just goes all the way through June, July, August, September, and then it actually still continues the 6 monthly run down here. So this has now crept into 2019 on this side. October, November, and December. Then it also continues, so you get January, so you get a month either side. So you get all of 2018 plus December 2017 and January 2019. And that's quite handy because then it means this runs up to May 2019 here, because it gives you the month before, the month you're currently in, and then this rundown, and then what's hidden at the back. Oh, it's got a map of the world. I have to admit, I do like a good map. And it's got the different time zones, so that's nice and handy. And it's got them in the right places for where it's relevant for the world. So obviously I'm in the UK, so I'm in the London-Lisbon time section here. And then because Travellers Notebook Company is obviously a Japanese company, that's where they've got them highlighted there to go. That's where time starts, and then London is 9 hours behind them. Oh, I like that. Ah, so there's the teeny tiny country I'm from there. And then this came all the way from Japan. Oh, I love thinking about things like that. In this modern age, we can easily forget about how big the world actually is. And it's got lots of interesting measurements here, metric measurements and equivalents in length, area, capacity, weights, temperature, normal body temperatures in Fahrenheit and Celsius. It's got about the different types of plugs, clothing sizes for men, women, shoes for men and women, electrical systems. See, this is all key travellers information that you would need. So if you're travelling about, it's trying to give you as much useful information as you would need. It's even got a ruler down the side to help you measure things. And then at the back, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blank pages. And then a departure card that you can fill in there with more information. It really is built for people who want to travel. I feel a bit boring for the fact that I'm going to be using it for blog planning and maybe sneaking in a bit of decoration. But we'll see how it goes. Sorry, I feel like I'm shouting now, but I'm aware that my voice is barely making a sound. I'll do a very quick flip through of the blank notebook that I got here. I got an additional one for journaling in the future. And I love this size because it's nice and it's light. And the paper quality is fantastic. It's not quite as good as the Tomoe River paper that you'd find the Hobonichi, but it's not far short. It's of a good enough, if I can speak, quality for me and my needs, whilst also still being affordable. So whilst I may have liked the idea of buying another Hobonichi just journaling, that is currently outside of my budget. And also, this is a much more portable size. If you don't know about the different Travellers Notebook sizes, this is what's known as a standard size, because this is the company that started the whole Travellers Notebook trend. And the standard size is... I could use the ruler inside my monthly notebook, but this may be a bit easier. I'll do it in metric and in inches. So it's 11 centimetres wide, or just short of 11 centimetres actually. It's 4 inches and 1, 2, 3, 4 across, and then for the height it's the same as an A5, so it's 21 centimetres height and 8.5 inches, so it's probably 4 1/4 inches width and 8.5 inches tall, and that's the standard size. So this is what I'm going to be using. So you can see how it works with the elastic system for fitting it across there, and then you can usually fit something in there as well. But as I'm wanting to fit a few more in, I'm going to get this blank notebook, put this in the middle, and get my monthly book and make sure this is landing in the middle. And put them back to back like that. And then they slide through like so. And I've got 2 notebooks in. And then I could probably get this little one if I wanted to. And this would fit in as well. And then at least I'm keeping everything in the same place. And I'm glad to have the bookmark. I think that'll be really handy, and then I can add a weight or something at the bottom there. And then you put this band around. There we go. So I've got to say my initial impressions are really favourable. I'm going to check about whether it should have this gap at the top, because I don't think that is standard for a traveller's notebook. Certainly not in my experience, and if not, I'll be contacting the seller to have a word with them. But otherwise, I'm happy. I can see why people grew so enamoured with it. I have to say it's a bit weird for me having the elastic attached at the spine, not the spine, at the back instead of on the spine. Just because I'm so used to traveller's notebooks now, I've been using them for years. But I thought I wanted to give the original a try just once to see how it actually was. And I'm pleased that I did. So, if you like this video, think about giving it a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. It'll just be about there. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. If you've got any questions, ask me in the comments below. I'll try and put any of the information about where I got these bits from in the description box. And otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Have a good day now. Thanks. Bye.